microphone.
Yes.
I'm loud enough.
You are loud enough.
Yes. Now, it says cultural diplomacy. Let us all think through what culture is, what cultural is, what it leads to. It is a contemplative word, so let us not dismiss it as having attended a function and heard something about it. Let's get into it individually and find what culture is and what cultural means. Number two, it talks of diplomacy. What is diplomacy? Diplomacy is defined in many ways, in many countries, by many scholars. But in my mind, diplomacy is straightforwardness. Straightforwardness. That comes from your heart, your speech, your truth. That is diplomacy. In that context, I'm going to focus my vision on a universal diplomacy today, global diplomacy. As you know, today, a country does not particularly have its country's culture. It is global, universal. Anything happens in Nepal happens all over the world. Anything happens in the United States happens all over the world. In that context, I would describe myself as a born diplomat. I was born in Janakpur Dham, Nepal, 87 years ago. Okay, 87 years ago. And then I went to study in Banaras, India. I studied there for 7 years. I started writing poems in Hindi. And then I came to study in New Delhi, 5 years in New Delhi for my master's and doctorate. Now the interactions and changes I have had in all the journey of life with various people is all global cultural, universal beliefs, universal feelings. I have had the opportunity of experiencing them. Then fast forward, I come to the United States as an immigrant in 1968, 51 years ago. And the town I live in, Vermont, Brattleboro, Vermont, I don't see any Asian for the 3 years. I'm the only Asian in that town. I joined the Rotary Club, I do this, I do Freemason, I become a Shriner, all kind of a jazz. Look at the and nobody knows other than Poudel. Bishnu is my name, but you Americanized name is Bish.
20.
And when somebody says Bish, oh, he's from Nepal. Okay, now, 43 years in Rotary Club. You know what the exchanges of Rotary Clubs are. You all know the Rotary Club, a service organization. And I was lucky to be elected as a district governor, 550 district governor nominee from all over the world. And I am the only Asian district governor nominee in 500. So see the cultural benefits I have had and the cultural exchanges I have had. Now, the point I'm trying to make to you is this. It is very easy for all of us to be a solid cultural diplomat. But it should start from your neighbor. Charity begins at home. Charity begins at home. Anything you want to exchange, anything you want to get in or give, begins from the next door neighbor. If that philosophy we maintain, we will be a good cultural diplomat. Now, I said, culture is global now. Why? Look at the attack, invasion of all the cultures in the United States of America. All the cultures. And you go to any particular country, you will find so many nationalities working there. So it is bound to happen. A universal culture is not going to be a country-wise culture. It is going to be group culture now. The Facebook, the Twitter, and all these things are bringing all the globe together. So a time is gone when we are talking about individual countries' culture. After having said that, it still has the room, as it happened in ping pong diplomacy. You remember ping pong diplomacy?
Mm-hmm.
That did miracles. It's still an opportunity. So therefore, the government, the social organizations have to take initiative in drawing out a plan. But the problem nowadays is there is no leader. There is no leader. Meaning, you have to think through, draw out a plan, and then do it. Now the government thinks the organization should do it. The organization thinks it is the government's area. So we have to develop a system of leadership, and system of leadership is lacking. There is a great deal of weakness globally in leaders all around the world. You already know, I don't have to tell you. Take it political, take it cultural, take it social, leadership is lacking. How will it come? I do not know. But I hope, I'm an optimist, I hope we will all survive the onslaught of the phenomenon, I call it global pollution, not only in terms of environment, in terms of mental pollution, I call it. A human society now is not thinking really humanly. We have transferred ourselves to live in the earth and yet being somewhere in the cloud. So therefore, my one final word is, let us wake up, and whatever we could do from wherever we are, we should take very seriously initiative, but think through cultural, what diplomacy is. Thank you very much.